Donald Trump is joining us in just about 60 seconds. Very excited to have the president on with us. First time his appearance on this program ever, which is bizarre, but glad to have him on.
What you talking about? Glenn Beck, Blaze TV set, MAGA gang set. Yeah, we rep that. Red, white, blue, red cap, no cap. Capitalist is what it is. Nice that, no cap. Tea party invite that. Whoa, taxed enough already. Oh, thanks for the tax cut. Corporations running slow-mo. Make K Street no more. We the people, the only lobbyists. Constitution tell me this. Have you declared independence? Had your best with the USA. Made in the USA means you and me, same team. In team, I, me and team, I, in independence, 3 eyes, BiiigTech, seeing through mainframe, move windows. That's the main game. Over tons and tons of us told ya, yeah. Mr. President set the precedent. Trump or Glenn Beck, what's the best way to fix it? What you talk about? Glenn Beck, what you talk about? Glenn Beck, Blaze TV set, MAGA gang set, yo, we rep that. Agent Orange on the mic, Orange Man good out of sight. Seth Rogen and me fresh, Patriot good, super bad, set the interview. This is the beginning of good neighbors, friends. Glenn like Seth, Trump, Zach, F. POTUS still banned, post clip art, sign POTUS of the office of the real press. Sign POTUS, office of the real press. Mr. President, set the precedent. Trump on Glenn Beck, what's the best way to fix it? What you talk about? Glenn Beck, what you talk about? Glenn Beck, Blaze TV set, MAGA gang set, yeah, we rep that. What you talking about? Glenn Beck, what you talking about? Glenn Beck, what you talking about? Blaze TV set, MAGA gang set, yeah, we rep that.
Do you miss him yet? President Donald Trump. Right now. The Glenn Beck program. President Trump, I started that list about 20 minutes ago, and I could have gone on. I cannot believe it's only been 9 months and this much damage has been done to our nation.
Well, I'd like to copy that list. I think I'm going to get that, and I'm going to maybe just, you don't mind if I plagiarize like you
No,
did.
not at all. I wrote that.
Thank you.
That is astounding. That is astounding.
Yeah, there's plenty more. It's pretty incredible. Well, look, Europe is very, very unhappy with him, not for personality reasons, because I got along great. I actually got along great with Merkel. I got along great with Boris. I got along great with everybody, Macron of France. The problem that I had is that NATO and Europe, they were ripping us off so badly on NATO. I mean, you have no idea. I got them to pay $430 billion. I said, look, you got to pay it. We're protecting you. They were delinquent. Most of them were not paying, or they were paying very little, not what they were supposed to pay. They had a very strong regulation. They have to pay up to a certain point. They weren't even close to it, other than 8 countries, 8 out of 28. So that was, NATO was a rip-off from the standpoint of that, and they paid up when I came in. They asked me, they said, well, would you protect? I said, no, you got to pay. And once they said you got to pay your bills, no other president has said it, and they were ripping us. But they got along with me, but they didn't like a lot of the things I did. Like, for instance, the second thing about Europe, and we can go to many other countries, many other places, but the second thing about Europe is they ripped us off on trade. We don't sell farm products there. We don't sell cars there. We don't sell anything. They have us so restricted. And I was breaking that up until we had the rigged election result. I mean, I was breaking it up, and we were going to have, I mean, when COVID came in, obviously we had to have another thing, and we came up with a vaccine in 9 months, actually less, believe it or not. It was supposed to take 4 or 5 years, and did a lot of good work therapeutically, Regeneron and a lot of other things, which people don't talk about, which is so important. If you ever get it, although you had it, didn't you?
I did have it. Yeah, I had a bad case of it. But I was taking, the minute I stopped taking hydroxychloroquine, I got it.
Right.
I mean, I want to cover a whole bunch of stuff. Can you just tell me, were they following the withdrawal plan that you had in place with Afghanistan?
No, not even a little bit. And we had a great plan, but it was a very tenuous plan. It was based on many conditions. For instance, you can't kill American soldiers. And I dealt with Abdul, Abdul Ghani Karamat. And I dealt with him, and very strongly, and he's the guy that's now the boss, and he was the boss then. And a lot of people weren't sure, and I had, numerous conversations, but I said the absolute first part of the first conversation that, Abdul, hopefully we're going to get along. But here's the story. If you kill any Americans or any American soldiers, we're going to hit you harder than any country has ever been hit before. And we're starting in your village, but we're going to hit you harder than any country has ever been hit before. I hate to start off a conversation that way. It's not very friendly, but that's okay. I think you understand. You've been fighting for your entire life. So what happened, Glenn, is from that point, for 18 months, I believe it is, approximately, not one American soldier was killed. We kept everything that and you have to say, I did want to get out, but I wanted to get out with dignity, and I wanted to take our equipment out, and, $85 billion, and I didn't want soldiers killed. I've spoken to numerous of the parents who will only speak to me. They won't speak to Biden because they view what he did as having killed their child. And what he did is just indefensible. He took the military out first, and he left all these people, and then we became beggars to get the people out. So I had a plan to get them out very quickly. But first, the Americans would go out. I said, go out, and you had a certain amount of time. If somebody wants to stay, we can't be responsible for them. But not too many people would have stayed. Go out. We were going to keep Bagram open. We were never going to close that because, frankly, Bagram is more about China than it is about Afghanistan. It's practically right on the border of China. It's perfect. And now we've lost that. And you know who's taking it over? China. I hear China is taking it over. We spent $10 billion to build that base. It's got the longest, most powerful runways in the world. And China is now got its representatives. It looks like they're going to take it over. Glenn, it's not even believable what's happened. The way we got out, they have Apache helicopters. These are really expensive weapons. And really, they have 28 of them. And they're brand new. They're the latest model. They have, other, obviously, planes. I even say this, and you're a man, the reason you're great is because you're such common sense. Okay? It's about 90% common sense, let's face it. And why would they bring pilots in to fly out the planes or the helicopters? It would have taken an hour. Even if you land them in Pakistan, land them in any country. You got 10 countries you can land them in and get them out of there.
So let me talk to you a little bit about Pakistan. General Hamid and the Prime Minister Imran Khan has been remarkable helping us get Christians or in this case, they've been helping us on getting Americans out and people who are targeted. They've been truly remarkable. Weren't they part of your plan?
Yes. I had a great relationship with Khan. He was a great athlete. He was a great cricket player. He was like the Mickey Mantle of cricket. Okay, I don't know if you know that, but he was a great athlete.
I know.
That's how he was famous in the country, and he became the prime minister. And he was a friend of mine, and he appreciated, I wiped out ISIS 100% of the caliphate, which is much tougher than getting out of Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And we were getting out of Afghanistan. I took it down from 20,000 down to 2,500 troops or less. And plus we had some European troops that I insisted be there, because why should we be fighting all this stuff? I mean, another reason Europe wasn't in love with me, but they respected this country. They respected us greatly. Now they don't. They're laughing at us like we're fools. And
we are.
The way he got out of Afghanistan was, in my opinion, and your opinion too, I think it was the most embarrassing event in the history of our country.
It tells me something about the American soul, that it is still wide awake and still open.